When people are rude to you, they reveal who they are, not who you are. So don't take it personally. My name is Angel, and this is Have Faith, Let It Begin. And this episode is Rude People, Part 3. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. My name is Angel. Folks, it's Thursday. Friday's almost here. The weekend is almost here. And more shopping is in store for some of us as we close out the first week of December. At least getting ready for it. I want to talk to you today about something that we have actually spoke about many times on this show. Rude people. So here we go. Here's another episode about rude people. I work in an industry right now where I deal with different types of personalities each and every second of the day. And I mean that, each and every second. Because I take in phone calls, I interact with individuals, and phone call wise, I'll deal with over 500 in a given day. And that's not including the interactions that I have with people. What I've noticed in these last 3 years and in my entire work history, because I've done a lot of phone work, is how people's patience have slowly dropped their fuse. We'll call it the fuses. They have a short fuse. There we go. I can recall being a lot younger and people didn't lose their cool, lose their temper for the littlest things. And as I get older, as I get wiser, as I continue to meet and greet individuals, people at church, family, friends, strangers, more often than most times, I cannot get over how people's patience and rudeness have been lowered to a certain standard. It's as if, I can never say this right, hold on. It's as it seems to me as if when people are not getting instant gratification, they rapidly bark and crawl and just strangle you with anger. They try to instill fear. They use the words, well, I'm going to get my lawyers on you, or you're going to hear from my attorney. Well, I want to speak to a supervisor higher than you. I want the CEO. I want to speak to the person in charge. Now, don't get me wrong. There's another thing about customer service that is also not given the way it used to be given. So the two go hand in hand. I can see people's frustrations when there's people out there that are not providing the correct customer service or the correct way of, treating individuals that would frustrate any person. But there is one thing. There is patience. There is a way to get things resolved without having to be disrespectful. I've said this phrase many times because I heard it once from Joel Osteen. If you're right and you're rude, then you're wrong. I deal with family all the time. And one of my siblings has the shortest fuse I've ever seen. And I don't remember him having that short fuse, ever. But it just seems as if every little thing you say can easily be translated in a way where a fight can occur. Why is it that when you are asked advice and you give it and they don't agree with it, that should start a confrontation? If you ask for advice and you're given advice or given an opinion, you should not get upset if it's something that you don't want to hear. If you're in a position where something is not working, something is not in your favor, something just doesn't seem right, you have the right to question it. But why should you argue the point? Why should you yell at the person and threaten them, and without trying to resolve it before the conversation, before the altercation escalates? Whatever happened to the days where when people made a mistake, they would own it? They would sit back and say, I apologize. That is my mistake. Let me see what I can do to assist you. Now it's, well, that's not my fault. I wasn't here yesterday. Well, that's not my department. Well, I don't know what you're talking about because I always do things right. Why do we find ourselves trying to be disrespectful and rude to each other, especially during the holiday season? Listen, I get it. At times when I was going through my depression and I didn't have a lot of money because I had a huge breakup and I was in huge debt and I was literally trying to make paycheck to paycheck, but I didn't make enough paychecks to make the paycheck. And never once, at least to my knowledge, except for maybe 3 times, which I've shared with you about things that I wasn't proud of when I melted. I had a meltdown, so to speak. But never once did I ask for somebody's supervisor and say, how dare you do this and how dare you do that? Whatever happened to patience? Whatever happened to being kind? This is one of the things that I just can't grasp. I'll go to the stores and I see kids. Kids are kids. And I'll know in a few years and you'll hear me saying my stories. But when I was a child, my parents would take me out and they would say, we get in the car and they'd say, okay, listen, we're going food shopping. There's nothing, we're not going to pick up anything extra other than what we're coming for. Now, if there's something that you like, let me know. And maybe next time, if we can, we will buy it for you. And we would go and I would point and say, Mom, I really like that. And my mom would say, okay, great. But I didn't cry. I didn't get upset when my parents said no. I didn't make a scene and start temper tantrums and scream and have the mother say and make a scene right back or walk away from their child. Whatever happened to being kind? What has happened to having conversations? Whatever happened to being able to discipline your children and not have others seek out police or lawyers or child services? When we were kids, the neighbors could actually discipline you. If you didn't get home before the street light came on, you knew you were in trouble. Parents hardly even touched their child. They would just look at you and say, I'm going to tell your father. Or they would say, just wait till your father gets home. Or we would say, you didn't tell Dad, did you? And what is up with the children today? With disrespecting their elders, disrespecting their parents, not allowing their parents to educate them on the right way and the wrong way. I wish this could stop, but I know it may not. But you know where I think it starts? It starts at your homes. It starts at our homes. It starts with actions that speak louder than words. Being rude doesn't get you everything. Yes, I've seen many people act a fool, F-O-O-L, and get what they want. But that doesn't mean you were right. So as we go out into the world, as we venture out with our families, as we encounter different types of obstacles, challenges, and struggles with our kids, allow us the opportunity to take some steps back, have patience, add a little kindness, and educate those that are not educated in how to be kind and not be rude, but respect one another, respect our elders, respect what God has given us: life, air, talent, gifts. Remember that each and every day. And if you're a person that's sitting down right now, filled with anger, filled with frustration, and thinking that this is the only way that you're going to be able to move on with your life, having that anger, having that struggle, holding a grudge, that is not healthy. God has taught us all to forgive. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, just remember the day that God gave up His only Son. And while He was up there, tortured, bleeding, and dying for all of us, they were mocking Him. They were laughing at Him. And He still was able to look down and say, God, forgive them, for they not know what they do. For have faith, let it begin. My name is Angel. Be kind. Be patient to one another. God bless you. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. As holiday season continues to fast approach, you're going to hear episodes, me recording live as my daughter in the background, Ariel, will probably cry. You'll hear background noises like phone calls, and right on the cue, she's starting to cry. Don't worry, everybody. We're going to continue on like never before. And with Ariel in the background, knowing that in the future you're going to hear yourself crying like this, Mama, yeah, say hi to everybody out there. We just want to encourage each and every one of you to join us every single weekday, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Join me, Ariel, my family, and everyone as we continue our journey. For Have Faith, Let It Begin. My name is Angel. Say goodbye, Ariel. Say bye. Bye.